Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
How can you build self-belief to push through those entrepreneurial obstacles? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
Serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it up.
What is up? What is up, my dark horse friends and family? Welcome back to your daily dose of belief in yourself learning. I'm your dark horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you? Well, that's infinitely more important, my friend. You are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. That's why I'm here coming to you with another daily success episode right from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, steps, and tips designed to help you level up your game because we already know, yeah, that's right, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. Now, speaking of little steps, can you take a little step for me right now? I'm gonna go with the assumption that you're getting value from this podcast because you're still listening. Yeah, getting value. Yeah, I can feel you nodding your head right now. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. All right. If you're getting that value, please take the little step, go on down there, hit that subscribe button, leave us a 5-star rating, and then, some kind words in the review. What do you like? What do you heck? Tell me what you don't like even so I can stop doing it for you. If there's someone you'd like to hear me get on the podcast, you can email me or you can, put it in the comments. I do read every single one of them. These subscribes, ratings, and reviews tell those podcast platforms that you are getting that value so that they'll lift us up a little bit in the rankings and we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So please take that little step towards my goal and show the love and help spread the word. I appreciate you. So here we are, still digging into each one of those steps from the previous episode, the 21 steps for aspiring entrepreneurs. We're on number 4 here. We're digging in a little deeper into each one. And today we're talking about believe in yourself, right? We're spinning off the old adage that Henry Ford said that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. You see, the thing is that if you believe that you if you believe that you can succeed, you are gonna find a way through the obstacles that are gonna pop up on your road to success. As you're navigating that entrepreneurial wilderness, there are going to be obstacles that pop up between you and your success, right? And if you do not believe in yourself, then those obstacles are going to become your excuses. Now, I also am a firm believer in the power of questions, and those questions can certainly further strengthen that belief in yourself. A lot of folks do not like talking to themselves. I have no problem talking to myself. Heck, I will even answer myself. Now, I will admit, I have gotten into a debate with myself. The good thing is I've never lost the debate. I think if you lose the debate with yourself, then we have to, get more professional help involved. Anyway, I tease, I jest. But no, seriously though, I think a lot of folks do not like talking to themselves, potentially because they don't like the answers they're going to get from the questions that they would ask themselves. So they entertain themselves by watching TV. That way they don't have to listen to their mind telling them, you can do better. You can do better. You're you're worth more, right? They'll drown it out with that television. And I think the ability to sit down and ask yourself some powerful questions can certainly empower you to get the shit done that you want to get done, right? I mean, there are studies out there that have been done that shown that answers to the question can have a big impact on changing personality. This ability to do so is like this innate gift, just handed to us from the powers on high, no matter what power above us that you believe in, right? That if you can sit there and ask yourself a question, well, why didn't I get done what I want to get done? And answer yourself honestly, then you can start moving forward. How can I take these actions and enjoy the process? Wow. Now you're going to get completely different answers. See, questions shape your personality and your mindset. I was lucky enough to learn this way back when I was studying some of the philosophies of Bruce Lee, and then further on later, some of the philosophies of the likes of Earl Nightingale and Norman Vincent Peale, and then, later on the Jim Rohns and the Anthony Robbins and the Zig Ziglars, who talk about, and especially Anthony Robbins, talk about, asking the right questions, because these can shape your personality and your mindset and who you are. They open up your mind and begin to rise above that standard mindset that's out there. Now, we as entrepreneurial spirits tend to be a little different than the standard mindset, so we should be asking ourselves better than standard questions, right? I feel you nodding, right? I feel you agreeing with me here. And here's some of the cool things about it. If you start engaging in this practice of asking yourself good questions, you start seeing things out there, right? If you're saying, how can I build myself a business that will get me out of the cubicle? Well, then you're telling your mind, you're telling your brain and your subconscious and your conscious and reticular activating system and all those amazing tools that you were born with. They're sitting there right between your ears, right behind your eyes and above your shoulders that you might not be using to full advantage. Anyway, you're telling that amazing tool, please pay attention to this because it's important to me, and it will start showing you. And if you start paying attention to it, it will start showing you more. When it gives you ideas, write them down because it says, oh, you're actually paying attention to my ideas. Well, here, then let me give you some more, right? So keep asking these good questions. Ask them frequently. And as you ask them frequently, your mind starts getting faster and better. And it starts delivering these answers to you faster. So if you haven't done this and you're doing it for the first time, it might take you a few moments to get an answer. And you might actually have to sit in quiet for a moment and listen for the answer, right? But as you begin to build this muscle, right? It's just like, doing, pull-ups. The first time you do them, you're like, holy crap, I can't even get my chin to the bar. But after, practicing it a while, you're doing 3 and 4, and then you keep doing it and you're doing, 14 and 15, and you keep doing it and you're doing 25 and 30 and okay, maybe not 25 and 30. I'm going back to my military days here, but your mind begins to get faster. You start getting answers to your questions mentally faster. And I'm not even talking about the happiness these things begin to generate for you. Because if you start listening to the answers and taking the action, right? And even if the action doesn't get you the result you expected, right? I'm not going to call it failure. You maybe expected to get this result and you didn't, and you got that result over there. Well, now you have new data. So now you can ask new questions given this new data set, right? You can tell I'm a programmer, right? Anyway, so you start finding happipiness in the adventure, right? We've heard the adage, right? It's not the destination, it's the journey, right? That's it. I personally believe it's very true. And then again, as you continue to ask these questions, your creativity will blossom because you'll start getting ideas and you'll start acting on those ideas, and your brain say, oh, you're listening to my ideas, let me give you some more ideas. So you get some more ideas and you start paying attention to more things around you, which generates even more ideas, right? So your creativity is starting to get stronger and stronger as well. Now, I spent a lot of time, saying, ask questions. Well, I could hear, I can hear in my headphones right now. I'm imagining I can hear it. The listeners out there going, well, give me an example. What kind of questions are you talking about? So let me give you a couple of examples. So in the morning, maybe you're asking yourself, what's the most important thing I need to get done today? Well, duh, Tracy, of course I need to ask myself that question. Are you? Are you literally waking up and as you're going through your morning routine, whatever it is, showering and shaving and pooping or whatever it is, and you're sitting there in front of the mirror, combing your hair, brushing your teeth, looking yourself dead in the eye and asking yourself, what's the most important thing I need to get done today? Yeah, ask yourself, right? What do I need to get done? Not just 87 things. What is the most important thing I need to get done today? It's a great example, right? And as you're going through your day, ask yourself things like, how do I feel? It's always good to acknowledge how you're feeling. And then why do you feel like that? So if you're feeling great, well, why am I feeling great? Well, because I just kicked butt and I got that most important thing done already. And it's only 9:00. Rock on, right? So what's the next most important thing? And when you start acknowledging the fact that you feel awesome for getting that done, guess what? You're motivated to do the next one. Yeah. Right? Now, and if it's the opposite where you're like, I'm not feeling so hot. Well, why? Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a task that you should not be doing and it should be going to someone else. All right, let's offload that puppy, right? And then you could also follow that with questions like, can I feel better no matter what happens to me now? No matter what happens or what I do. Or maybe it's just, let's simplify that question. How can I feel better now? And don't give yourself these sarcastic answers. Ask honest questions. Give yourself honest answers, right? What can I do to feel better about myself right now? Okay, that's good. Now, towards the end of the day, as you're wrapping things up and maybe you're doing your wind down, you do wind down times, right? You kind of shut off the rest of the world and just kind of decompress. You can ask yourself questions like, what did I learn today? What did I get accomplished? What did I not get accomplished? What can I improve about what I did today, right? What needs to be improved? Maybe you had an awesome day and everything went great. And if you ask yourself, what could I have done just a little bit better? Now you're fine-tuning this engine that's humming, right? Yeah. What's holding me back? How can I improve it? Right? Just these little questions like that. Or maybe you can turn around and ask yourself, what's the number one thing I need to get done tomorrow? So sometimes we have all these things racing around in our head, all these 87 things we need to get done tomorrow. Well, if you could sit down and say, what's the number one thing that I have to get done tomorrow? And you can kind of quiet your head and maybe you write down more than one. And then as you lay your head on the pillow, your mind's going, okay, we've already acknowledged the important things to get done tomorrow. So right now we can rest. And boy, how important is getting a good night's sleep when you have a lot of things to get done the next day, right? All right. So there's just some ideas about empowering your self-belief, because we all know when we're starting off our entrepreneurial journey or anywhere inside of our entrepreneurial journey, we need to believe in ourselves and what it is we're doing for our audience and for our tribe, right? Yeah. See, there it is. I can feel you nodding again. All right. Well, that wraps up yet another awesome week here at the Dark Horse HQ. Now, I know you want to keep getting all these daily success tips. So make sure, like I said earlier, you go on down there, you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, and you go ahead while you're there, leave us that 5-star review. Drop us some kind words in the reviews. Leave us that 5-star rating so that those podcast platforms know that you're getting the value. Give us a little kick up in the rankings so that we can reach all those amazing entrepreneurs just like you. Please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. Then come on over and join us in the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com and in that search bar up there, type Dark Horse Tribe. You should see us right there on the top. If for some reason that's not working for you, go to your favorite web browser. Type in darkhorseschooling.com/Dark Horse Tribe, all one word. Heck, the link is going to be in the show notes. You can just go ahead and click that link. Come on over and join us in the Facebook. I look forward to seeing you there. And jam with us, myself, ask questions, share your knowledge, bring your value to the group with us and the growing group of driven entrepreneurs there. Alrighty, you get out there, you run your race, you get your results. Come on into the group. Let me hear about them. Let us all celebrate with you. Until next week, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.